Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. How's everybody doing tonight? So, just getting everything set up, everything's good. So, just ready to get started. It's getting a little warm in here. I'm gonna have to take off my jacket, get comfy. So, hey, Kevin, how are you doing? Uh, hey, Janine, or Jenny, I'm sorry. Much better. So, really don't have um topic for tonight. Just gonna kind of wing it like always. We'll figure we'll figure out what's going on. I'm doing good. What's up, Amy? Just trying to figure out what we're gonna do tonight. Probably just do some ghost box sessions. I don't know. We'll figure something out. There was something that I wanted to share though, something that we talked about a little bit last week about an EVP that I caught a few years ago. It's kind of interesting. Hey Tamara, how you doing? I'll pull it up and then yeah, I just wanted to share this. It's kind of interesting. Well, once you guys hear it and I explain it, then it might be mind blowing to you. Um, I still don't understand it, but let's see. Hold on. Mm, is that it? No. All right, just bear with me for a second. You know, when you work on a few computers, you don't know which computer is authorized to do what. And this is the case. All right. All right, cool. I found it. Uh, let's see. So you're curious on what ghost boxes are. So a ghost box is basically a modified radio that will scan through frequencies pretty quick. So it's not going to lock onto a station. And um, the theory is spirit will manipulate the audio for communication. That's the theory behind a ghost box. Um, so we do a lot of different experiments here. We do more so on the Saturday show. Wednesday shows mainly for just topics. We'll just chit chat or have a guest on, something like that. But I don't have a guest on our schedule tonight. So um, it's just kind of been kind of busy. So I haven't really had a chance to. There was somebody that I was going to have on. I just didn't, I guess, have a chance to reach out and secure that. Um, so that's where we are, but it's okay. Wow, you got 2 to 3 inches of snow in. You're in New York, right, Kevin? You out there making snow angels? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I know. I wanted. I was so tempted. I was so tempted when I was in Ohio to make some snow angels, but I never did. Um. All right. So, what's up, Deb? So yeah, we've been talking about. Um, we're probably gonna start changing things up. We got to discuss a few things before. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about doing um, different types of communication. Not only with Ghostbox, but more spiritual communication. Um, Basically, just concentrating on the intent, and so we're gonna just have like a little group, and we're gonna do some tests and test some theories. Last I can touch in on so Saturday show. I'll just touch base on Saturday show. Hey Brianna, long time no see. Welcome back. Hope all is well. Um, so Saturday was kind of crazy because there was a few of us um, that put in a lot of focus and intent on certain type of communication, and there was basically three of us that talked about it. So on Saturday, the three people that did this, it was myself, Debbie, and Carl. Uh, the ghost when we were doing a session, all three of our names were called out, and I think Deb got something to do with the Trinity. Correct me if I'm wrong, Deb. Or post up, or go ahead and type in the comments on what you received, and then I'll finish telling the story. Yeah, CE5 stuff is pretty amazing. Um, Once we start talking about it, then we will. Once we have a discussion about it, maybe on a future Wednesday show, we're gonna bring some things up, and we're gonna kind of give an explanation on. I don't want to get a little too technical and people get lost before we have that conversation. Um, so yeah, we're gonna teach a lot about different types of communication here in the future. Not only with ghost boxes, but it goes far beyond a ghost box, way beyond a ghost box. There's higher level communication. So when you talk to spirit and you do, so when you communicate with spirit, or you're doing ghost hunting, whatever you're doing, that's more lower level communication with spirit, because spirit and things like that are on the lower level. We're talking about talking to basically um, to Spirit Council, or um, to Galactic Federation, or Galactic Council. So those are two different higher levels of communication. So when you're doing communication, you're doing EVP sessions, you're doing things like that. That's lower level communication. Uh, Here we go. So I'm going to share this. So yeah, Deb received. So we received a message talking about the Trinity. So then it was weird. I didn't even pick up on that. I think that just that word Trinity just kind of it didn't really mean anything to me at that time. So last week after the Wednesday show, I had a kind of a long conversation with Deb and Carl. We had a long phone call. And so we talked about setting the intent on the Saturday show um, to communicate with something, just trying to connect with higher, just doing higher communication. Um, so during the Ghost Box sessions last week, right when we just started, um, it brought up my name, and then we got Debbie's name, and then we got Carl's name, and we kept on getting our names, just us being called out. Then we started up a next session. Same thing. We got our names again, and then it said the Trinity. So we're like, holy crap! Are you referring to us as the Trinity? And then it said right after I asked that, it said Trinity again. Then a little while later, it said Trident, and then we're like, what the hell? Why? Well, Trident, you know, as you know, is Poseidon's. It's his weapon. So basically, a trident has 3 points on it. So we were just blown away because we were not only getting our names, we got Trinity, but we also got validation when we asked, "Are you referring to us as the Trinity?" And then it came back and said yes, and then it said Trinity. Um, so it was just mind blowing that happened. So I just wanted to share that. And welcome back, Kanga. Hope you're feeling well. We've missed you, and we just love you all. We love you, Kanga. Um, you've been in my thoughts. We have been talking, just trying to see how you are. Um, but welcome back, and hope you're feeling better. We missed you, and we were worried about you. So you're in our thoughts and our prayers. Hello, DNS. Hey, Sandy. Hope all is well. So anyway, yeah, so it's just been a little crazy. Um, so with that said, I mean, there's going to be a lot of things happening here in the future. Um, like I said, we're going to concentrate a lot on higher learning and higher communication. So it's going to be pretty amazing. Like I said, we're not going to only concentrate on ghost boxes. We're going to try to push a little bit deeper into that. So if you guys want to, get to know a little bit more about how to set your vibration, how to get in tune with your vibration, how to use your heart chakra to lift up those vibrations for communication. It's when it does happen, it's pretty mind blowing, and everybody's capable of doing this. Not only is there a few people that you know can do it, anybody can do it. It does take a lot of concentration. It does take a lot of meditation. Uh, so there's a lot of focus that you have to put in behind it. So if you put in the work, trust me, the payoff is amazing. It's great. And once that does happen, like I said, it's just mind blowing and eye opening. So just just be prepared if you want to get into that with us. This is a group to do it, and we have some amazing people that are all on the same level. I'm just blown away with how grateful I am with the people that have been brought to us, and we've all been brought together for a reason. So just stay tuned, and Just be ready. Um, yeah, Kanga, I'm really excited for this new direction. This show was brought together for a reason. Not only with the Ghost Box sessions and everything that I was able um, to work on, to develop, to design, from the ground up. But now it's going to doing shadow work and things like that. That's the next step. So once I had my awakening, it's just been mind blowing. And how many people have just come to me out of the blue? People that I've been talking to for years and had no idea um, that they've had basically the same type of experiences. And why are they coming to me now? It's just really strange um, on just how all of this is coming together. Just right after I had my awakening and my full awakening. Now, when I'm talking about my full awakening, I mean this is talking about my spiritual awakening. This is something that I've known that I've had basically my whole life, but I was kind of pushing it off and not really opening up to it. And once I did that, oh my God, it's been a wild ride so far. All right, so enough of me chit chatting. Uh, so here's the thing. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna now that we're talking about this a little bit, we're gonna just talk about it. So when we do our sessions on the Saturday show, you're not the only one that has come to me and said these things. A lot of us have had the same type of experiences. When we do, um, when people will go back and listen, or they listen to the replay on YouTube, they will listen to they will watch the show, and they will hear things don't that we didn't hear the first time, or they might experience different things coming through after the fact, or they might even have experiences. So, with you saying that, Nora, that's pretty par for the course. There's been a few of us that have kind of talked about it after the fact. Um, so, Nora, can you? So, going back to your comment, um, do you know exactly about where? Do you have a timestamp of where that happened, or whereabouts in the show that you heard that? So, I mean, if you have like a timestamp of like, let's say it was like an hour and 10 minutes into the show, if you could jot that down and let us know, then other people can go back and try to listen and see what they heard. That's always something good to try or just to do. I used to have people message me a lot and say at hour and 30-minute mark, listen and tell me what you hear. And so people would get things all the time. It was just crazy. It was crazy. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna probably. Speaking of which, we're probably going to set up another Zoom meeting, so we can discuss some things on there again. So that will be coming. Should be coming up soon. I got to figure it out. We'll figure it out, and it might be maybe next Friday, a week from Friday. Let me look at the calendar, and then I will start sending out invites. So, for those of you that aren't part of our private group, because we do talk a lot about what we've been talking about, we post different types of protection meditations, different meditation techniques. We post up a lot of different things on there. So let me pull this up really quick. I'll share it, and then I will share that EVP that I was talking about. Just give me a second. Let me just share this. Oh no, I can't share that. So okay, let me do this. Sorry, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but it is what it is. That's just me. All right. So if you want to join our private group, um, and join in on some of our experiments or even the Zoom chat, whatever, you can just send me a message to my Facebook page. So if you guys are on Facebook, this is a Facebook group. So I put up the link. If you just send me a friend request and send me and just message me and say, "Hey, I want to be part of the private group," um, just message me and I'll do that. You know what? You might not need them. You might not need them. If you want to grab them, go for it. I'll give you guys, just put down that you're ready, and then I will play the clip. It's really short. I mean, it's maybe about 30 seconds long. So there's two things that you'll be listening. Well, one of them's obvious, but the second one, you might need headphones. It's kind of faint, but you can hear it. No, not during the live show. I mean, I'm talking about the replay. So if you watch the recording, like what Nora did, and she heard a child calling out for mom, um, we didn't hear that during the live show. So, yeah, exactly, Kevin. I mean, they can be altered because, like I said, um, I used to get people like during the live streams about, I don't know, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, that during the live stream they're hearing me say other things of things that I didn't say. So something on the other end is manipulating my voice and saying things. So yeah, it's just kind of it's just kind of weird. Um what's up, Joe? So Kang, are you okay? So you're ready to go. All right, let me play this audio clip really quick. Um and there's going to be two things you're going to hear. One of them is very obvious. Second one, it'll be in the background. But let me go ahead and play it. Let me see. Okay. So I don't know what you guys heard. You guys can type in what you heard. I'm not going to explain it until after you guys respond. And I don't know if you guys even heard that. So did you guys hear anything? Let me play. Well, let me. I'll play it one more time. So there's another sound behind the clock. And I'll tell you something else. This is what's going to be a little mind blowing. So there's a baby crying in the background. Um, like I said, you might need headphones to hear it, but I listened to it again today. Um, and yeah, you can hear it without headphones. Here's another thing. Here's the other mind blowing part. There was no working clock in that place, and it was dead. I mean, excuse a pun. It was dead silent. Um, we only heard the clock when we played back the recording. So, um, in the um, when I played back that audio clip, the yeah, we were this was during an investigation. This was God 9 years ago, I think, somewhere around there. When I played that clip back, the person that was a facilitator for the location, he was like, "There's no working clock in here. How where did that? How did the recorder pick up a working clock?" And he said, "Listen, so we're sitting in the room, and it was as quiet as this. There was no sound." Um, yeah, so that was just mind blowing. So we left the recorder in there again and tried to capture the clock again. There's it We couldn't capture it on the second recording. It only happened when the baby was crying and yeah, when we got that recording of the baby crying. So, and this is kind of what we talked about a little bit on the show. When All right, let me play it one more time. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I mean, I understand that, Len. So yeah, I totally get that because there's other people that I've investigated with, and they're the same way. They can't hear lower frequencies or audio. They just have a really hard time with EVPs. Um, So no, it's not a dog. It's actually a baby. That's what we thought it might have been because the location was. It's not a very big building, so it's basically three rooms at the bottom floor. It's an old adobe building. Um, so there's three rooms on the bottom floor. There's three rooms on the top floor. No, it was a baby crying. We actually heard it. Um, we actually heard it when we were upstairs. Um, so yeah, it was pretty interesting. So um, I thought it might have been coyotes at first, but it was coming from within the house. Um, Other people were outside at that same time when this was happening, and I asked them if they heard anything because I ran outside. There's two people outside that were feeling nauseous, so they're sitting out on a bench in the middle of the courtyard. And so I ran out there and I asked them, "Hey, did you guys hear anything?" And they said, "No, it was quiet. The only thing we heard was crickets." Um, so after I got the recording, we all went outside and we listened to the recording. Um, and we also put headphones on. So yeah, it was kind of weird. So anyway, yeah, and it also sounded like there was like towards the end, it sounded like somebody was talking um, in the same frequency as the baby was crying. So in that room where we left the recorder and the where we left the recorder at that time. So I had six recorders going. I had them upstairs, one in each room. So that was me. I had about 12 recorders that I always had, and they were the Zoom, um, there were Zoom recorders. Anyway, so I set them up in each room. And so we checked all the recorders, and yeah, only picked it up on one. The other one, you hear the baby crying, but it was really faint. But anyway, where the room where we set the recorder, there was a baby that was born there, and died 6 weeks later after it was born, I believe. Um, anyway, um, yeah, so it was kind of a trip. Yeah, I'll play it one more time. Oh shoot, I closed it out. Hold on one. I'll open it back up. Okay, here we go. One more time. Okay. So this is what we're um so that's what we're talking. I mean, so like during the investigation, like I said, the room was as quiet as this. Um, that's why uh, the person that was facilitating the location, he said there's no working clock. The only clock is there on the mantle. And listen, so yeah, there was nothing. You couldn't hear the clock at all. The clock didn't work, and he even pulled it off and he said, "Look, the clock doesn't work. Um, it's not. It's yeah, it was weird." So he pulled it down. We checked it out, and we're like, "There's no on-off switch. There's nothing." So he said, yeah, that just the clock doesn't work. So did we capture something? You know, uh, that space and time. Where there was an event that happened and we were able to capture it during that time. It's possible. So it was just kind of interesting because I mean there was two parts of that. Yes, we caught a baby crying. The second part was the clock was freaking loud, and I was just um, what do you mean the clicking part, the clicking sound? Um, I don't understand your if the room was quiet, was a clicking sound coming from the recorder? It might have been, because I mean, I did ampli. I mean, I'm just playing the recording and I have it amplified, so it could have just been the noise from the recorder. Don't know. So it's just kind of interesting on what was captured. Um, those two parts, but so um, when you're recording something, always pay attention to what's in the background. Um, like in this case, luckily we were able to listen to everything on site, and then we're able to analyze. Yeah, we just heard the baby, not the clock. That was the weird part. Exactly, Deb. We didn't hear the clock until we listened to the recording. So yeah, that was very odd. And that's why we were like, wait, where's the clock sound coming from? Because there was no clock. We heard the baby. That's what's baffling. We never heard a clock. And when I started playing the recording, that's the first thing I heard was a clock. I was like, wait, where is that clock noise coming from? There's no clock, or there's no sound of a clock anywhere. So anyway, yeah, because if that clock was going during the investigation, I would have told them we need to take that clock out of here because we're doing EVP sessions. That clock is just going to be, it's going to contaminate the audio. So yeah, there was no clock. Um, yeah, Wayne keeps on getting on my butt about that. Well, yeah, he keeps on getting on. Yeah, I was gonna say the other word, but Wayne is all up my butt to get a recorder going when I'm doing the show. Um, I mean, I could. I just have to get batteries for my recorder. It's good for EVP. Now doing a bigger room. Um, I guess. I mean, we should still be able to do it. There you go, Joe. I didn't want to say it or type it out because being on Facebook, um, you might get you might get thrown in Facebook jail. I've said less than that, and I've got thrown in Facebook jail. So just be cautious. You've been warned. Um, yeah, you do hear a second voice in the background. It almost sounds like a woman's voice. Um, kind of like murmuring. I don't know what she's trying to say because it's a mumble. So I don't know what she's trying to say. No idea. Yeah, if you go back and listen, I mean, I'm sure that you'll be able to hear. But anyway, no, I can't put you in Facebook jail. Facebook does that, not me. Um, No, I mean I do too, Deb. That's why I wanted to just bring up. I wanted to throw in an EVP, just so we can talk about different. There's different types of communication. So when you do an EVP session, all you're doing is using a recorder, um, and you just try to see what you capture. You can ask questions. You can do a lot of different things. So yeah, also when I was in that location, maybe I don't know, maybe a year before, um, there was a little boy that attached himself to me. Um, so captured him at my house. So basically, I just told him that he needs to go back home. Um, I did quite a few sessions and just coaxed him to go back. He needs to go back home. So I said, we're going to go back to your house today. If you want to come with us, that's fine. You're more than welcome. But we're going back to your house today. And actually, I went there for another investigation. So it was funny because after we went for the second investigation, I've investigated that place maybe 8 or 9 times. Um, so yeah, after I told him that we're gonna go back to his house, never had another experience with him in our house again. My dog would go into the bathroom and she would go in the bathroom for like half an hour. There's nothing in the bathroom. She would just wag her tail like somebody was there. And she would make this little sound and get happy when she saw somebody that she liked. So she would do that and then she'd run into the bathroom and she would stay in there for like half an hour or something. She'd come out like she was just playing with somebody. Um, it was kind of funny. We would just laugh at her. But until I saw the little boy in the bathroom. Then yeah, and then everything just took a little bit of a turn. So he kind of played a joke um, on my ex girlfriend. She went to the bathroom. Well, I just went to the restroom, and um, I left the door open. And then when I came out, because I would always shut the door, so I shut the door, and she had to go to the restroom. So she tried to go, and the door was locked. So I opened up I had to unlock the bathroom door. And when she went in, she goes, haha, very funny. And I said, what? And she said, I can't believe you just did all this. And I said, what are you talking about? And so I walked in because she literally just opened the door after I unlocked it because I just literally turned around and that's what she said. And I said, what are you talking about? So she said, look. And there was toilet paper spewed like over the shower curtain, or over the shower rod, back over. It was draped all over the sink, draped all over the toilet, and then there's just toilet paper all over the floor. And I said, I didn't do that. I swear I did not do that. And I said, when would I have time? You heard how quick I was only in there, and I actually went to the bathroom. You heard me going to the bathroom, and I literally just came out. So I was in there maybe, for a minute, if that. Um, So yeah, it was just kind of funny. Anyway, all right, so that's enough chit chat about that. I mean, it's just a little story, and wanted to play that audio clip for you guys. So um, yeah, and I think like with what you guys are saying, it does sound like it might be maybe the mom or somebody, but you do hear a voice. Yeah, exactly. I got TP'd by a ghost. I thought it was funny. I was laughing. But I mean, I was kind of surprised when I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my god, look at this!" I mean, it was, yeah, it took some work. So, and I didn't do it. Um, so yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting on what we capture, or with that little audio clip. There was other EVPs that I've captured there. Um, we did get a woman's voice. We asked, "Are you a male or female?" in Spanish, and she said female. Um, that was kind of creepy. Then we saw a shadow person there. I was kind of watching it, and um, then it kind of showed itself later that evening. So it was kind of a trip. Where it was kind of backed up in a corner, went across the room, blacked out one of the rooms, went out the door, and slammed the door. Um, that was another um, cool thing that happened. Uh, all right. So I guess what we can do, I guess, do some ghost box sessions. I guess if you guys want to do that, um, I don't know. I just kind of sometimes like talking about stories and different things. I wish I could bring, other people that had some cool experiences. I mean, I can talk all night with a bunch of different locations I was at and had experiences or um, seen apparitions or somebody whispered something in my ear after I was chasing an apparition, and he, I guess, ended up behind me and you know said my name and told me to get out. And there was nobody else around. Um, that was that. You have to think about it, Deb, too. When you go to other locations, um, you don't know what languages that they might have spoke, at in their home. Um, yeah, I know, I got it. So, where is that? Where? All right. Yeah, I got them. Um, so no, when you go into different locations, you have to remember not not everywhere. I mean, different languages were spoken at different locations. So there's a location that I used to go to where somebody hung themselves and they spoke. It was an Italian family that lived there. So um, I used to go on investigations with somebody that knew French, Italian, Spanish, and English. So I would have her conduct EVP sessions in whatever language. Well, at that location, she was doing EVP sessions in Italian, um, and she was getting responses in Italian. Um, we did in that location that I played with with the baby crying. It was a Spanish speaking home. So she did a lot of EVP sessions in Spanish, and we would get responses in Spanish. So, um, not, it all depends on, and it was funny because like if I would do an EVP session in English, I would get a response in Spanish, um, or vice versa. We would get do an session in Spanish, and we would get a response in English, or sometimes both in English and Spanish. So it's just kind of strange on how that works. We do get different languages on a ghost box session. So uh, it's just it's kind of cool. Um, yeah, probably. Um, probably Wayne. uh, so trying to see what else. Kevin, I could send you actually the files up on SoundCloud. I don't even know if I have the originals anymore. I know I lost one of my drives that had a lot of things that I did have. A lot of my recordings and things like that were on a drive, and I lost the drive. And I had a backup, but I think I have everything backed up on CDs or DVDs somewhere. I got to look through all my archives. That's why I hate, backing things up on hard drives because you never know. You might have, I mean, you might even archive them because I used to have like several drives with just different archives, and I would just store them. And sometimes that happens. Just the drive gets corrupt, or you get a crashed head on the hard drive or something, and it's just gone. Um, that was the issue with older hard drives, 15, 20 years ago. IDE drives were just notorious for crashing like that, just on a whim. Depend on the manufacturer too. So anyway, yeah, no, that's exactly right. That is normal. Um, you know, uh, Especially in males, we lose frequency. Um, the only thing just my sight is going, not my hearing so far. Knock on wood. But you know, all right. What else do you guys want to do? You guys want to do some box sessions? I guess we can. Um, I'm just so excited about other things to come. Um, to me now, it's like doing ghost box sessions and things like that. It's kind of cool, but there's just a lot more exciting things that are going to be happening. So I'm really looking forward to that. Exactly. Yep. Exactly, Katrina. So, I mean, that was the thing. You can archive them because I used to have removable drives, and I would always, archive drives. I would fill them up and archive them, and when a hard drive crashes, I mean, it's gone. All right, Lynn. I get it, Lynn. Last night I crashed out. I think at 7. I knew I woke up at 11, and then I just got ready and went to bed. Um, I don't know. I just crashed out. I was so tired. I was watching TV and I crashed. And I took 2 naps today, one before the show and one at lunch. I was tired. I don't know what it is. I think it's just I've been um, burning the candle at both ends. Saturday show I went till 7 o'clock in the morning. Started at a quarter till 12 and went till 7. So did an hour and 15 or 7 hour and 15-minute show on Saturday. That was crazy. We love you too, Len. But see, here's the other thing. Once we start getting into higher level uh, communication, um, when you start receiving messages telepathically and or other means, that's crazy. When there's no device at all being used, uh, that's where things get really interesting. Because and honestly, when we do a ghost box session or anything like that, we don't know, if that's what we're even communicating with. We don't know who we're communicating with or what we're communicating with, or if it's just radio broadcast coming through. If it's leaked audio coming through, we don't know what it is. Can we prove that it's a ghost? No. Can we prove that it's a spirit? No. uh can we prove any of that? No. um Can we prove that it's somebody's loved one coming through? No, we can't. Uh, there's no way to prove that. So um, it's all experiment. I mean, it's all theories. Um, so it's just we just keep on trying, and we try different things, different methods of communication. Um, uh, yeah, I think exactly, Kanga. I think um, and Kevin. I think you guys are both, or Kevin. I mean, I think, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, Wayne. Like with 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 like thumb drives, it's a totally different technology. You didn't have any moving parts like you did in a hard drive. The only thing now that you have to be careful with thumb drives is static electricity, uh, zapping that and clearing out the memory. So um, just try to keep them in something where they're not going to be vulnerable. Some decent storage uh, area, and you should be fine. Okay, so uh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I've captured EVPs using a recorder a few times. I've captured things manipulating my voice, and it was captured on the mic on a video camera. So doesn't have to be a recorder. I mean, any type of recorder is going to capture EVP. You don't have to have, a special recorder to capture an EVP. No, exactly. Um, so I mean, it's all a tricky. Everything with communication is tricky. You know, the bad thing about doing, the only bad thing about doing, um, like spirit box communication is false positives. Um, there's a lot of things that you can get with false positives. So now when you start doing, other types of communication, and you do get disembodied voices coming through. That's a totally different ballgame. Now, can you prove that there wasn't somebody else whispering in the room? No. But the only thing that you can do is have a camera in there and pointing and documenting who was in the room and when that phenomena happened. We've done that before too. So it all gets really tricky. I mean, all communication is tricky. So, Chantel, um, so that's why I always say, try to document everything the best as possible. When you're doing an investigation, document it as best as possible. Have witnesses. Um, when you're doing an investigation, pull the witnesses aside one by one and capture, have somebody, you know, document or yourself document what they're saying on camera. Pull everybody aside, and then you'll see because, like I said, if you interview people in a group, when you start coming to somebody, they're going to agree with the group what they heard. They're going to just repeat what they heard or saw. So Um, that's why you have to pull everybody aside and say, "Hey, come here. I want to ask you what you just witnessed." Because if I witnessed it and then people said, "Yeah, I saw the same thing," that's when you pull them aside. Okay, let's see what you got, and basically, then you just start documenting. Mm, what are you guys talking about? I get a lot of smells. Now, what's cool is when you're doing, let's say, here's a cool thing, and we've done this experiment. So let's say I'm running a ghost box here. um let's say Sam's running a ghost box in Australia or in the UK, and then another person is running a ghost box in Australia. So there's one in Australia, one in the US, and one in the UK. You're doing a ghost box session here in the US. They have their ghost boxes going in two different parts of the world. And now you have to remember, broadcasts are different all over the world. So if I'm picking up on something, let's say it's a station here in LA, that same station in LA isn't going to be broadcasting to Australia and to the UK at the same time. But yet, all three ghost boxes get the same response all at the same time. You know, that's kind of cool. And we've had that happen several times. So it's kind of a trip when that stuff does happen. Yeah, and but that's exactly right. You have to document everything. Like I said, I've gotten a possession. I had to document it. We did not stop rolling when that person got possessed. We had another person um, who started to have seizures after there was something that happened. Um, I documented it. People thought it was kind of, I guess, sick for me documenting it, but it was part of um, the whole event that happened. There was reasons why we documented it. Um, but I made sure that that person was tended to, but I still had to document what was happening. That's the whole thing. You have to document everything. Um, yes, you have to make sure the person is okay, that they're getting attacked or whatever, but you still have to document what's happening. I was taught that at a very young age when I got started in the paranormal. So documenting everything is very, very important. All right. So I guess I keep on saying this, but then we start talking. It's because I'm reading, comments. So that's funny, Wayne. That's totally funny. Yep. Wayne, you being a you I mean, being a filmmaker, documentary filmmaker, you know how it is. You have to document everything. You have to document how many witnesses have you documented. For let's say Hotel California, you had so many people that you got on record talking about what they experienced. Um, that was amazing for how many people you did document talking about that. Everything that they experienced. And it was several people, and that's what you have to do. The more people that you can validate what you witnessed, and that's why I say when you investigate a location, it's not going into that location for 5 hours for an investigation. That's only that's not even touching the tip of the iceberg. You have to go to that location countless times and spend I can't even count how many hours I've spent at one location. That's why I said I've been to that one location where I caught the baby crying. I've been to that location through my adult life. I don't know, maybe 30 times. Um, I probably spent, you know, during each investigation about what 6 hours. So 6 times 10, that's already 60 hours. And then I can't even count how many countless hours just going there and spending an afternoon in the courtyard, just um, going in and out of the building and spending half a day outside in the courtyard, um, interviewing people, talking to visitors that's been there, talking to docents. God, I don't know. I've have countless hours just interviewing docents that work there. Everybody was different, and talking to people that were there, what they experienced. Funny thing is, they've all experienced the same three spirits, and I never described them. I would just ask them what they saw. What did the person look like? You document it, and then you start comparing notes. And it's like, wow, this person saw it. This person saw it. This person saw that person. And then, 50 people saw the woman in black. 13 people saw the male that's there. So it's crazy. All right. No, exactly. And that's the thing. So, you go to a location that might be very active for for years. Every time you go there, it's active. You go there the next 5 times, not catch not one thing. I mean, locations, I've noticed more and more that locations over time, I think activity just subsides. I don't know if it's more and more because there's a lot more people going to that location and now everything becomes stagnant. I don't know why that is, but the more and more I talk to certain people at certain locations, um, they were like, "Yeah, this place used to be active, 4 years ago. Now we get so many visitors here, we don't. Nobody reports any activity, even when they're there by themselves. When they would, have activity happen for everybody on each shift would experience something, and then all of a sudden now, I mean, the place is no longer active at all. Why that happens over time, I don't know. Um, but I'm hearing that more and more. So I don't know if it's because locations now are becoming, oversaturated with people coming and visiting. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but it's just strange on when things are happening like that. Uh, exactly. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you about Camarillo. Um, I've been there probably 3 times already between the middle of February to now. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I drive by there quite often, so I'll just park and um, I've walked through the children's ward. I didn't get anything. I walked through the courtroom a few times, didn't get anything. And you know how scary the courtroom used to be. So Wayne and I are talking about this place. It used to be an insane asylum. It was called Camarillo State Hospital. Um, Wayne, didn't weren't there people from Penhurst that were transferred from there, from Penhurst to Camarillo? Was that just rumor? The last time I went into, God, I want to say, I don't remember the building number where the courtroom was. Oh, Willowbrook. Oh, yeah, they were from Willowbrook. So supposedly, mental patients were transferred from Willowbrook to Camarillo. So yeah, the last time I was in the courtroom, when I heard somebody in my voice, um, they basically said "F you" and get out. That was the last time I had an experience there in the courtroom building. So the courtroom building at Camarillo used to be for the criminally insane, and there was actually a courtroom in there. Um, there was that building was really dark energy. So people were transferred to Norwalk. I thought they were transferred to somewhere in a Tuscadero also. Anyway, yeah, we're just talking about just different locations. See, I haven't even gotten to a ghost box session. We're just like chit chatting amongst the viewers now because I think that there's so much more than just to doing ghost box sessions. That's why I think on Wednesday shows I just like to chit chat. Um, I mean, yeah, we could do a ghost box session here in a minute, but I'm just having fun talking to you guys. It all depends on what you guys want to do. Right now, I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Let's just talk. Um, Hold on a sec. I'm bringing up what Kevin's saying. Yeah, no, exactly. And that happens. Yeah, I mean, I that's what I thought that they were taking it to Tuscadero, and it's sad. You know, uh, on what happens with mental patients, especially during that time. You know, they're giving electroshock treatment, they're giving Thorazine, they're giving all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. No, that's well said, and that's the thing. Sometimes I like to just share experience and hear what other people have experienced. Um, it's just sometimes that's what we need. I mean, it's like sharing knowledge is part of this whole show. I like to share knowledge. That's how basically how I even got started. I just started. Um, I was building different devices and made a YouTube channel on how to build paranormal equipment without going out and spending an arm and a leg or trying to uh, purchase things that weren't that expensive. I was just trying to share my knowledge. And then it came down to, building ghost boxes. I was building ghost boxes for people that wanted them. Then I kind of showed a how to video on how to make, a certain type of ghost box. I mean, they work. Um, I was a very big skeptic when it came down to ghost boxes. Um, but then, now we came to the show and, we were doing ghost box sessions. I was doing this to help people. Um, and then now we're still sharing knowledge. And now we're trying to do experiments grow, um, to help grow with spirit communication. And with that, then we just want to basically do a focus group and then also share our findings and maybe help other people with that knowledge. So it's just a big evolving show that we're just trying to do a lot of different things, trying to share knowledge, trying to help others grow spiritually. And there's just a lot to this. And it's just a lot of fun. I have fun doing it. And if I didn't have any fun anymore, I think once I stop having fun, I'm going to stop doing the show. Um, and I was tempted a few times because it was just like there was so much stuff going on that um, there was so much stuff going on that it just stopped becoming fun anymore. And anyway, um, no, exactly. And that's what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to share, their knowledge. I want everybody to share, their experiences, like what we did. I would, um, that's why I wanted to build this show was just to help people. Um, I didn't know what was going to come about. I didn't know what was going to happen. Yeah, and if I did stop doing the show, yeah, I would miss everybody. Of course I would. I mean, it's almost like a family now. With the tight knit group that we do have, it is like a family, and we're always reaching out to each other, wanting to experience our knowledge and to try different experiments. And that's why we have the group that we do have. This group is amazing. I know what that feels like. Well, I wasn't punched. I was um so when I was on Ghost Adventures, um we went back to that location a couple of times. We were down in the basement and we saw a shadow person, and it kept on like darting back and forth. So I said, I'm gonna go over there and check it out. So I got, literally maybe 2 feet from where it was standing. It came out and grabbed me by my arm, by my bicep, and it started pressing. It got me down to one knee, and I basically said, okay, I'm done. I won't bother you. I'll go away. And I just said those things in my mind, because I was in so much pain. Um, and when I said those things, it let me go. And I walked out and I said, okay, I'm not coming back. So I left my group of friends in there. Uh, and I was texting them like, hey, you need to come outside. Um, so he came out, my buddy came out, and he's like, why did you leave? Why didn't you come back? And I said, didn't you see my text? And he said, no. So I lifted up my shirt and I had a hand mark on my bicep. Um, and he was like, "Oh my god!" And it bruised. It was there for a few days, and but there was nobody there, so it was just another crazy experience. And people witnessed it. They saw me, drop down to one knee, and but they couldn't believe what they were seeing. And then when I walked out, and then I showed them my arm, they were like, "Dude, what happened?" And I showed it to them, but they were like, "Damn, that's crazy." Um, well, I guess we can start up a ghost box session if that's what you guys want to do. Um, yeah, it was on the Yost Theater episode. I think it was season 3, maybe, but it was a Yost Theater episode. And that's in Santa Ana. They're actually supposed to do, well, they did to the Waffle House. They did the Yost Theater, and they were supposed to do the Ritz, which was next door. But the day that they were supposed to start filming, they started ripping down the the hotel. It was called the Ritz Hotel. They were connected to the Yost Theater. It was literally right next door, and Zach was pissed. Uh, no, Ghost Adventures doesn't pay you. Yeah, that's crazy, Ian. Um, yeah, it's. I mean, when you do see I mean, when you see an apparition, it's pretty cool. I mean, I've seen quite a few. Not bragging. Um, it's just the feeling is just really overwhelming at times. But what do you mean start doing videos? Now, before I came on the show, or when I first started doing these shows, believe it or not, I mean, I had a radio show on Live Paranormal for about a year. Then I took about a 2 year hiatus, and then I started doing the show again. But believe it or not, even doing my radio show, I was very nervous. Um, it took me a little while to get comfortable. And once I started doing this on camera, I hate being in front of the camera, believe it or not. Um, it took me maybe 2 months to get finally comfortable, to where I was comfortable in front of the camera. Even then, it there was I had a lot of insecurities with that, but after over time, it became less and less of a problem. Um, but now that I've started losing that, I've lost a lot of weight. Now it's even less, I guess. Um, I guess my confidence has gone way up since then too. But anyway, so yeah, and here's the thing, Joe. Mirrors can also be used as portals, or a gateway. So spirit can come and go through mirrors. Um, that's so. And back when somebody would pass, back in the earth in the in the 1800s, early 1900s, you would see people cover all the mirrors with a black cloth, um, and that was to prevent a spirit from able to come and go through a mirror, and so that's why they would block out all the mirrors, uh, because they were afraid that they would get trapped in a mirror, or and then they would start to come and go through mirrors, and that's why they were covered at that time during a passing. They would leave the mirrors covered. Um, I want to say for 7 days. I forget, but I think it's 7 days if I remember correctly. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, yeah, it's nerve wracking. I mean, being on a show. I mean, now I'm so comfortable doing it. I don't even care. It doesn't even bother me anymore. I think that's why, like, even when I was on Ghost Adventures, when I was on the camera, I mean, I pretty much froze. Um, and then it was after the show filming. I was outside and I was talking to Zach, and he was like, "Dude, why weren't you like this talkative when you were on camera?" I said, "I don't know. I hate being in front of the camera." And he kind of got upset because I was a lot more chatty and telling a lot more stories off camera than I did on camera. Uh, okay, so it is 7 days. That's what I thought. I just couldn't remember. Um, where did Deb go? Deb left. Deb bailed on us. I just bored her, I guess. I'm just chit chatting tonight. Yeah, seeing Joe, that's how it is here. This is my grandparents' house. Um, my grandfather's birthday was Saturday. Um, and he passed back in '77, I think. I think my grandmother passed in, I want to say 90, I think around 90, in 1990, I think is when she passed, somewhere around there. Might have been a little bit later, but anyway, somewhere around there. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I don't, I hate it, but you know, everybody has their own um, things that they don't like. So, um, yeah, that's what I thought. People feel like they can get trapped, but yeah, they can be used as portals. I've experienced it um, on a few investigations where spirit were using them as a portal to come and go, and I didn't realize that that's where they were hiding or going. Um, because all of a sudden it was really active and would see a spirit go into a room and all of a sudden you go in that room and nothing. I mean, and I'm very sensitive to that, so I knew exactly where they were going. I was like, okay, there's nothing here. Now it's like completely like gone. And so I started doing scrying in that mirror that they were using as a portal, and I didn't realize that that's what they were using. That was crazy. See, and I didn't know that people still carried on that tradition. I did not know that. See, now I'm having fun right now because we're talking about different things about, spirit passing, about mirrors, um and these are a lot of the things that a lot of people don't know. Um and when when doing investigations, I don't think a lot of people pay attention to mirrors. You know, when there's certain mirrors in the house and there's so much activity in the house and they're trying to figure out, how or what's causing the activity. Um, there's a lot of times when there's like a mirror and it's almost obvious, but people just overlook that. I know I overlooked it. That's why I'm saying this from experience. Um, we totally overlooked this damn mirror. And that was like the cause of it all. That's where everything was. That's where the heartbeat of the haunting, or the heart that was a centerpiece of where the activity was coming from, and didn't even realize that until, God, we did that investigation for what, 9 months. We're there for like 9 months, um, off and on, almost every other weekend, staying the night, staying there, all staying a whole weekend there, um, for 9 months, and then it finally came down to that damn mirror. Um, it was crazy. Okay, yeah. See, I didn't know that either. But this mirror, you know what? I think in the beginning it was facing the doorway. I think in the beginning it was, and then it was moved. I think for a long time it was facing the doorway. Trying to think back. I think it was. That's crazy. No, say it. Say it, Kanga. See, I like everybody's. I just like this chat. This is really cool. This is a lot of fun. Everybody's throwing in their 2 cents, and this is what I like. Um, hmm, that's cool. Come on, just say it. Get it out. You can do it, Kanga. Just say it, Kanga. And Kanga, when we get on the next Zoom, you have to be there. And you're going to be like the main talking point. We're going to throw all the questions at you, and you got to talk, you got to read all the questions that people have because we just love your voice. I think it might be next Friday, Jenny. So, are you? Did I put you on the mailing on the email list? Did you send me an email, or are you in the private group? Here, send me a message on Facebook. Are you on Facebook? If you are, send me a message, and I'll send you an invite if you're not already on there. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to take away from the show by doing that. But that's okay, Kanga. You can speak up. Um, we just really enjoyed hearing your voice. You have a very nice voice. No, I really enjoyed the Zoom too. It was a lot of fun. I just the first one it was just not very. I didn't really have an agenda. I just wanted everybody to speak, um, just so we could kind of get to know everybody. And I'm glad that we did because there was so many different connections that were made. Um, it was just really cool. Um, Learned a lot about everybody. It was really really nice. Yeah, and they can. I mean, there's different ways. So here's the thing: if spirit wants to communicate with you, they're going to communicate. Whether it's through a ghost box, whether it's through manipulating a light switch, whether it's manipulating a water faucet, whether it's throwing a lamp across the room, there's different ways that spirit's going to communicate with us. Um, and all the things that I did mention that I did experience. So, um, yeah, I mean, I've been in the paranormal now for 30 plus years. So, um, That's why I just basically share all my experience that I've had, and everything that I do, or say is from experience. I don't have answers. Um, I'm being 100% honest with that. I don't think anybody has answers. I can just experience, uh, or say what I've experienced, or I used to share everything that I captured on video, but then I stopped doing that just because there were so many people out there that were trying to use my footage or saying this is too good to be true. You had to Photoshop it, um, because it was so detailed. Some of the footage I got was so detailed, and some of the everything, the apparition that we caught, a couple of them, people were like, they're way too detailed. This is too good to be true. This had to be photoshopped." But it was all, and I said, no, it's raw footage. You want to see it, and I could play the raw footage on video, and I did capture that, and they were like, it's still too good to be true. They just couldn't believe it. And then when I shared I had a production or TV, it was a TV show contact me, and they heard about some footage that I got, and I sent them the video of a possession, and they said it was way too scary. Um, it was too controversial, um, and they couldn't believe what I captured, but it was too scary to put on TV. And I said, okay, so you wanted to capture an actual possession, and I presented what I had, and now you're saying it's too scary and too controversial. Um, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Um, you know what, Angelique? I mean, I thought about it, and like I said, um, some of the most compelling footage that I have was on a hard drive that is now corrupt, or it's it's gone. Um, I might have to go back into some other archives to see if I can pull those out. I mean, I wouldn't mind sharing them. I mean, I would share the possession with you guys, but I just can't. Um, just because the person that got possessed told me she gave me permission to share it with two people. After that, she said, I don't want you sharing it anymore. So I can't share that video anymore. Unless I block, unless I could blur out her face, but then that's going to take away from everything. It's not worth it at that point. Yeah, because if you don't see the full effect of what's happening, it's not the same. It's just not the same, because you can see somebody's body doing something and it's like, okay, but you have to see the facial expression, you have to see everything else that's happening, and at that point, if you just edit it out that much, it's not even worth watching. um yeah, it's not, yeah, it wasn't pretty, let's just put it that way. And here's the funny thing with this whole thing. I mean, this was Josh's first and only investigation ever. Um, and he was part of that. Um, Yeah, so I was yelling at him a few times, keep the film rolling, don't stop filming. Um, he was using my camera, and I handed him the video camera, and I said, "You just need to keep filming, no matter what. Do not stop. This needs to be documented." And I'm trying to, I'm fighting with this 90-pound girl that's possessed, and she was freaking tossing me off like I'm a freaking rag doll. Um, and I weighed, you know, maybe 2.5 times as much as she did, and she's throwing me off of her like a rag doll. Um, yeah, that was crazy. Oh no, Josh was freaked out. I've never seen. I mean, you know, Josh was scared. He was scared, and I just told him, "You're not going anywhere." I mean, I was like yelling at him and telling him, "No, you need to just stay right here. You just need to keep filming." Um, it was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, and that was his first and only investigation ever. That was his first and last. He just said, I can't do this. There's no way I could even do this anymore. This is too crazy." But he stood in there with me for, most of that time, for almost 9 months. Towards the end, I think after the possession, that was the last time he said, "I'm not coming back." I think he went there when we did the exorcism of the house, but he wouldn't go even near the house. He's like, "I'm staying out here." Um, yeah, we'll go. Shit. Oh, I just cussed. Oh well. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll do a ghost box session. We'll do a ghost box session. What do you guys want to do? You guys call it and I'll do it. Uh, mm. Oh, so what did you guys think of that last um of the modified Blu-ray? Um so I guess it Blu-ray it is. There's something that I got to I'm gonna try something Saturday, I think. I know it's different. It pulled out a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Yeah, I agree, Kevin. I think we just got to keep on playing with it and see what happens. Um, but I think it was kind of a trip. Let me start this up first. God damn, that's loud. Hold on one sec. Yeah, no, it was really loud. I had to turn it down. Oh, it's loud. Hold up. It's way loud. Hold on. Trying to get this thing adjusted. Oops.
Morning.
Let me try. Trying something here. I'm trying to make an adjustment, but I don't know what's happening. Yeah, this isn't the modified one. This is just this is old school Blu-ray. Yeah, this is like the original Blu-ray. Somebody said I was sleeping.
Who is he?
Who wants to know who he is? Is there any messages for anybody here right now?
I answered with
Kanga, is that a message you want me to repeat, or is that a question for me?
Little convent.
Do you recognize any of us?
Fleeting. There.
Are you pushing me away from this, or these coincidences? By the way, I'm not big on coincidences. Yeah, I remember the movie White Noise. Nora?
Me. What she. Buffalo. Mistaken.
Did any of us live on other planets? Who do you want to speak with?
Imagine.
Imagine?
The path.
Who said empath?
The God.
Who are the Trinity?
Indicate. Little room.
turned it down a little bit so it wouldn't be so muffled. I don't know if it was just over amped. What are you?
Kimberly?
You say Kimberly?
Experience.
Two. Who do you report to?
After
Who are the Trinity? Did you say enough?
term
What do you want to teach us? You said we're on the verge of what? The verge of learn? You said the verge of learning? Is that what you said? You're pretty quiet tonight. You say back home?
causing after
So you're back home now? What do you want us to learn?
stipend. First group. Exclaimed. Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of times now I just listen, see what they're trying to say. She's yours? Why'd you say she's mine? It was nothing. All right. All right, Kevin. So I guess that's that. See, it only took, a while for us to get started, but
Have already. No,
oh, there's still things coming through. No, exactly, Kevin. So that's exactly what I was trying to do was pick up. Now, when I did the modified Blu-ray, um, that's what I was concentrating on, trying to amplify those lower frequencies that were coming through, trying to pick up those lower voices. Now, by doing that, we were bringing up like that breathy because there's that deep voice, but it's also kind of like coming out like a breathy sound when it's amplified. So, it's kind of a trip how now when we do that and we go through and amplify those signals, it's totally different. Um, it's just I'm just mind blown on how different it sounds when it's amplified. Um, like you said, I think there's a lot to still be learned with that. But this is all an experiment, so we don't know what the heck we're contacting. We don't know, where these voices are coming from. Um, it's almost like there's so much layered frequency or so many layered voices coming through. It's just really, really strange, and how we're picking up on it almost seems like you'll hear radio coming through, but there's no radio. Um, that's what's baffling. I don't know where those radio signals are coming from. I don't know how we're picking that up. It's almost like we're picking up a transmission. Um, but it's only being heard when it's amplified. Um, because when you hear like regular Blu-ray, it you don't even hear those signals coming through until we amplify those lower signals. Then it's a totally different sound. I'm just baffled. I don't get it. And Carla and I were talking about it. Um, I don't understand words how it's that's even possible. It's totally different sounding. I'm just blown away. I don't get it. So, yeah. That's why sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this now. I don't know where to go. I don't know what the next step is. Um, I just don't know. I guess I just have to keep on playing with it. Um, possibly. I mean, we know that it's not. We know it's not regular signal. I don't know if it's uh, something different. I So I don't know. It's something that I we don't know, Ian. That's bottom line. We don't know. No, that's absolutely Kevin. Kevin. We have so much to talk about. Um, just wait until um, I think this is something that we need to discuss. Maybe that's a good topic to bring up um, in our little group. Send that message. Send that message. And I know myself and Carl will discuss it. We need to bring this up. We need to talk about this a little bit deeper. So there's a group of us that are doing a little bit more research, basically, and that's what I'm just chatting about. We're trying to figure out some things. We're trying to come up with ideas. Like I said, this is all experiment. Everything that I'm working on is a total experiment, and you guys get to be a part of it. Um, that's what's unique about this group is you guys are part of witnessing and can participate in this in this project. So this is a whole group project. I'm not going to say there's basically an open channel radio um, that's being used as a receiver. There's other things that are happening on the back end, but it's basically based on a receiver. Um, I was given a little bit more instruction on something else I have to integrate into that. Um, but that's basically the back end of it. Um, there's a lot more to it, but yeah, it just starts getting a little weird. I'm sorry. Basically, I guess I'm like the beacon or the operator that's making it possible because somebody else was doing the same thing and they weren't getting the same results. Um, because I made them another prototype with what I use, but they're not getting the same results as I am. Now, we did have another weird thing happen, I guess, during Saturday's show. I let the ghost box run when I walked away. It went quiet. As soon as I came back in the room, it started going crazy again. So, and that's kind of like what we talk about. You know, there's somebody that's channeling a lot of this through. Um, there's there's basically the operator, and when I guess because I'm the operator, I walked away. Things went quiet. As soon as I walked back in, things picked up again. It was just weird, and we're just talking about that um, earlier in the evening. So, and that's what they said. You're like the conduit. You're the beacon that's making this possible. Um, and yeah, I went outside it because I did the show for so long. I did the show for 7 hours. So there was a couple of times I needed a break. So one time I just left the camera on, left the mic on, let the box run, and that's what happened. And as soon as I walked away, that happened. So it was just really strange. So like I said, we're doing a lot of experiments. Somebody wants me to do a 24-hour session. Um, anything's possible with me. I can do it. I said, you know what? If you guys want a 24-hour session with me manning the manning everything, I'll do it. Um, we'll just have to plan it out. Maybe we could start it on Friday night and end it on Sunday morning. I don't know. But we can do it. Or go from 11 at night on Friday night and end at 11, or go, man, that would be a long show. Maybe start at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning on Saturday morning and go till Sunday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But if you guys want to do it, we can do it. We'll just have to figure it out. Maybe Kevin can help me out. Maybe Kevin will join me and help me out. uh I don't know. We'll figure something out. Yeah, I guess I'm a juggernaut. Who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna need lots of caffeine. I'm gonna need something. I'll need something. But that's what somebody wants me to do, and I'll do it. You know, I'm always game. Yeah, I don't know. Kevin, I think, bailed once I brought his name up. He's gone. No, I don't have a vape anymore. The only thing I do, well, I have a vape, but it's something else is in that vape, and I can't be doing that. I'll fall asleep. So, Kevin, did you hear what I was saying about a 24-hour session? I might need you to help me to help me man the fort. I might need a couple of volunteers. We'll go in shifts. No, I'm joking. I could probably do the whole thing. I would definitely have to take an hour break here or there. Just walk away and let it run. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be fun. Anyway, I mean, this was it was kind of a fun show. I mean, I like just doing a little chat. I mean, I don't like I think I'd like going, I think sometimes I don't like a scripted show. I mean, none of my shows are scripted, but you know what I mean. Sometimes I just don't like to have an agenda, just go, you know, just go at it and just go for it, I guess. I know I'm missing Carl too. Actually, I miss Deb. I don't know what happened to Deb. Come on, Kanga, you could join in. People will love your voice. I didn't see Deb. I don't know where she went. Emma, you missed a we did have a ghost box session. You just left. Or we just left. Um I don't see Deb. Maybe did I block her on accident when that troll came in? Uh-oh. Hold on. Maybe I did. Hold on 1 second. Oh my god, how am I going to do this? I'm sorry, Deb, if I did. I haven't seen you in the chats. That's why I've been like wondering where you were. Hold on 1 sec. I might have to. No, I don't want to go to studio. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to try to do this on a whim. Hold on. Sorry, Deb, if I did block you. Is that stupid? Come on, I don't want studio. No, I don't want studio. Trying to get you back, Deb. Sorry. Um, did. Oh, shoot. Did I not bookmark it? Um, darn it. I'm gonna have to figure it out. That wait, hold on. See, Kanga got booted out. Now Deb gets booted out because of that stupid troll. Hold on. I'm trying to get it back. I got to go back. Um, did I send it to myself? I had to get help on how to retrieve it, and I was able to get Kanga back. Now I got to try to find a way to get Deb back. Um, I'm so sorry. Uh, no, I still don't see her. I think I might have blocked her on accident, but there's a way to get her back. I just have to. I went on to the chat and they sent me something on how to look it up. But I might have to do it later. Okay, I'll figure out how to get it back, how to get you back on. I'll get you back on, Deb. Don't worry. I'm just embarrassed on. I don't know if I did it on. No, I had to have done it on here. Or I might have done it on my other computer. I have to look. I thought I had it bookmarked. History, bookmarks. Hmm. Oh well. I'll get you back, Deb. Don't worry. Um all right. I guess you guys want me to do another one, but it's already late. It's already 10:30 here. Um no, it's not a glitch. It's because when I kicked out that other troll, she got kicked out. That's what happened with you. I didn't even know that you were kicked out, Kanga. I accidentally kicked her also, but I'll get her back. All right, guys, I think we're gonna call it. Come back on Saturday. We'll have another fun session. We'll do a lot more sessions tonight. It's just Wednesday nights. You never know what you're gonna get. We can chat all night, or we'll do box sessions all night. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Um, but anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great night. And I'll talk to you soon. Hey, Deb, give me a call. And anyway, good night. Um, we'll see you guys Saturday.